You're watching another episode of Kelly's Outdoor Adventures, the RV Drifters. We're Mike and Debbie Kelly, and we're traveling around this country willy-nilly style. And by that, I mean in our F-250 truck we call Willie, and our RV sports truck travel trailer we call Nilly. We're on an adventure to see all 50 states. We set a timeline to try to get this done in 2 years. Today's video takes us from North Carolina into Georgia and through Tennessee. And if you watched our video last week, you'll know we left the Sycamore Lodge RV Resort just outside of Pinehurst, North Carolina. And our next planned stop was in Elijah, Georgia. And we're heading back to the Ingelheim Vineyard. It's a harvest host. We stayed here 4 weeks ago, and we liked it so much we thought we'd come back. Quick stop at a rest area in North Carolina just before we cross over into the Georgia border on our way to Ingelheim. In this video, I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over the Ingelheim Vineyard. We were just here 4 weeks ago and did a pretty good video on that. You can go check it out. But I will spend a couple seconds here to just give you a comparison of what it looked like just 4 weeks ago until now. Wow, what a difference 4 weeks can make. I was just here 4 weeks ago, and everything was green. That is gorgeous. Absolutely the best harvest host. And this week there is, I don't know if you can see on the back side there is a second harvest host. There's a van there in front of us. They don't have any other harvest hosts here tonight, so I will be the only one staying. And here we are 4 weeks later. Yes, we came right back to Ingelheim Vineyard. Just as awesome. The fall colors are out. This is morning, so it's still a little dusky and dark, but and you hear the generator running a little bit in the background. I got lazy this morning and fired up the generator to make a coffee. You can hear the cows mooing off in the distance. When the time comes, just so the birds don't eat them, they can pull the netting out and cover the grapes in the last week or so as they... We absolutely love staying at Harvest Hosts, but we actually seem to always be spending more money here because the food, the drink, and the atmosphere is just so enjoyable, and we find that the value of unwinding and relaxing is actually worth it. And the next morning we hit the road heading west. We went up past Chattanooga, went over to Nashville, took the southern bypass around, and almost got caught with no fuel. All right, so we got down to 4 miles to empty. That's cutting it a little close. I don't understand how a truck that has a 28-gallon fuel capacity held 31.2 gallons. Makes you go, And after filling the gas tank, we hit the road again. And we made it to our next harvest host location. We got checked in. After checking in, we went out to the front porch and watched as a couple more harvest host travelers pulled in. I think Debbie's talking on the phone to Chase at the time. So this is the Samuel T. Bryant Distillery. Samuel Bryant and Pete. We met Pete today, but Samuel, I think, is his son. Pete's is senior. I believe I've got that right. But this is their distillery, and it's also a harvest host. So pretty cool. We're going to, well, you can see the campers that are over there. There's
Nilly, you can see over in the distance, but we'll be working on that.
And a little bit of information on the Samuel T. Bryant Harvest Host. When we checked in, we learned that this Harvest Host has one site available with a 50 amp service hookup, and it was available. So we took it. We had a project to work on. Our propane part of the refrigerator wasn't working well, and so we had to keep it plugged into electric to keep it working. So we thought this would be a good opportunity to do an analysis and figure out if we could fix it. So after consulting YouTube University, this is what we found.
All right, this is the back of the refrigerator, the propane, and the electric portion of the refrigerator is working, but the propane igniter isn't. And one of the things I think we might want to look at, I've moved this out of the way. I think I need to take this out and try to clean it. So that's the game plan. If I can find a way to get that little screw there out. There's not a lot of distance in here. It's going to have to be something really small. So we'll figure that out. And of course, not being a great YouTuber, I forgot to take any pictures when this was completely taken apart. But you can hear the propane is working. So that's an electric.
So even though I think we got it fixed, Debbie had found a replacement part on Amazon and we got it ordered. We figured we'd have it as a backup if this problem ever comes back.
Hopefully, we'll give you a report in a few weeks, but I think maybe that fixed the propane portion of the refrigerator. All right, so we're going to head inside and do some tasters.
After doing a bourbon flight tasting, we ended up with Rectifier. It was one of the better bourbons that we had. And actually, I think we bought a couple of different bottles of bourbon before we headed back to the camper. We had a visitor. This little guy seemed to want in the camper pretty bad. Every time I tried to open up the door, he'd stick his nose right up in there. He was a pretty cat, but he was also pretty persistent.
So you won't let me in? Come on, let me in. Let me in. Yes, let me in. No. No. Oh, that's okay. He makes for good video. Yeah. Yeah.
Armadillo mating season.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I came up from Montgomery up to Ohio. It took 65 up to Louisville, and then 71 the rest of the way up. But from Montgomery, Alabama to probably the Tennessee border, I had counted 24 armadillos.
We had a great time, but the next morning we hit the road. We needed to head west again into Memphis, Tennessee. We were heading to the Bass Pro Shop Pyramid. I think the distance from the Harvest Host to downtown Memphis was only about a 35 or 40-minute drive, so we got up late and we got to the top just in time to eat at the restaurant.
Is that too tall?
I've taken this truck and this trailer through here before.
Okay, but how did you know?
The parking lot is a little tight, but it is still big rig friendly. Our setup is 60 feet total in length, and we made it okay.
Oh, there's the hotel, Big Cypress Lodge.
Once inside, we headed straight for the elevators and to the restaurant at the top.
This elevator and everything you see when you look down would never have happened had it not been for one big old Mississippi River blue cat. One day, my dear friends and fishing buddies, Johnny Mars, the founder of this place, Jack Emmett and I were not very far from this building on the Mississippi River fishing. Johnny was trying to make a major decision if he should put a Bass Pro Shop in the pyramid and kept asking, should we do it? Not knowing how to answer, he finally said, I'll make it easy. If we catch a catfish over 30 pounds, we'll put a Bass Pro inside. Well, guess what? There we were when Jack set the hook and reeled in a fish that removed all the pressure. A beautiful catfish, a little over 30 pounds. Johnny screamed out, it's a deal, we're gonna do it. We all kissed the fish and released it. Before the fish even got back to the bottom, Johnny started making plans on turning this place into an outdoorsman playground. A good fish story, huh? Well, you're just about to the top.
This was our view from our table in the restaurant. And again, we loved it. The food was good. The atmosphere was great. Let me know in the comments if anybody's been here and has been up to the top of the pyramid. And after lunch, we headed out to the glass floor patio viewing platform. And of course, I stayed way back from the edge.
I don't know.
Get it with.
Nice looking Airstream.
I know, I want an Airstream.
Usually in all parking lots, as we approach the rig, we talk about the exiting options and how best to get out of a tight situations.
Them to turn. I think I should stay out and you should back this way and I'll help you get. Downtown Memphis, Tennessee. Why are we pulling a trailer in downtown Memphis, Tennessee? Because we missed the visitor center and we need a postcard to send to our grandkids.
The things we do for our grandkids. That's Beale Street. Yeah, this one.
It doesn't say Beale Street, dear.
No, it doesn't. It just looks like it ought to be.
It's a streetcar street for sure. Okay, you should be able to turn right up here.
After a couple of passes around downtown Memphis and nowhere to pull over, we decided to look elsewhere for a post office. So we headed west.
Keep left at the fork.
Little Rock.
In a quarter mile, merge onto I-40 West. Crossing the mighty Mississippi. Right
This adventure keeps reminding me of how lucky and grateful I am to have had the opportunity to live this life. Sure, life has its bumpy roads, metaphorically speaking, of course. Look at where it has taken us. Stay tuned as we make our way west. The best is yet to come. We hope to see you guys on the road someday. But until we do, we'll see you right here next week. As always, and until next time, cheers, everybody.